I'm Landis Pino. I am the mother of Madison, Melissa, and Marley Pino. I am the wife of Jason Pino. My daughter, Madison, was diagnosed with AHC in April of 2013, and that kind of got us headed in the path that we're on now. It took us 4 years to find out that Madison had AHC. She went through multiple tests, through lumbar punctures, multiple labs. She wasn't until we hit a dead end, no genetic test came back, nothing showed signs of any other conditions, and we were referred to Dr. McCarty. Dr. McCarty diagnosed her in April, and we've been visiting him and actually moved closer to Durham, North Carolina, so that we could be 15 minutes away from him in case anything happened. Madison has over 9 different types of episodes. She has, the longest episode she's had has been 7 days, where she couldn't eat, she couldn't swallow, she had no use of her arms or legs, and we had to resort to feeding her with a syringe at that time. She has periods where she has what they call nystagmus. Her eyes are all over the place. She can't really tell you what's going on. She tries, but she gets scared. She'll tell you things have gone sleepy and her arms quit moving, or they get very stiff, or her legs quit moving and she has no use, or they get stiff. She has had episodes where she's had full body paralysis but had the dystonia in her mouth, which, if you're trying to give her medication to try to relax her, is very difficult, because you can't, trying to pry your daughter's mouth open is not something you want to do as a parent. And she has spells where she doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know who you are, and she gets very scared, and there's not much you can do to console her during those times. Being in large crowds is a big trigger. Being exposed to water is a trigger for her. Being around a lot of flashing lights or fireworks can cause her to go into an episode. And then even sometimes just a basic school day can be enough that by the time she reaches the end of the day, she's in an episode. And she's unable to move or unable to talk and unable to tell you what's going on. She takes Keppra. She takes clonazepam for her anxiety, or to try to lessen her stiffening or paralysis episodes, to try to ease the pain that she's in. She is on multiple diuretics to try to help with swelling and water retention, to see if it'll help with the seizures. And she takes multiple vitamins like B6 and D3 to try to help with her behavior and other things because of the medication she takes. She attends normal public school. We've worked very closely with the school and setting things up for her specific needs. She has a special chair she sits in so that she can't fall out if she has an episode and is unable to move with the paralysis. They have mats for her to lie her on so she doesn't get hurt. And they have action plans put in place depending on what type of event she has, what their response will be. Madison does have a pink helmet. She wears it for the seizures. She has noted grand mal, petit mal, or complex partial seizures. And at any time, given AHC, she could fall. And the risk of her hitting her head is far too great. So she wears it pretty much 24/7 unless she's sleeping or in a car seat or a strapped in type of chair. That way she doesn't hurt her head. Marley, her younger sister, she's 21 months, and she's been through all of the previous testing. She just had a lumbar puncture. We will find the results out shortly, what that is. Marley has displayed the signs since the beginning. She's had a lot of the tight fisting. She's had a lot of the contorting. She's had episodes or events, as we, however you would like to say it, that she can't move. And she would just cry for hours on end, completely inconsolable. And this has led us to think that she has the same condition. She has a lot of developmental delays and has shown a lot of the same typical signs that would be clinically present as alternating hemiplegia of childhood. Medical marijuana, from what I've read, would be something to consider. We've seen plenty of articles and documents where it's said that it could help with possible seizures. And I think the biggest thing that people don't see is that the oil is different from what everybody else sees it as. Me personally, I would definitely consider all options. Anything to help my child not have to suffer, because suffering day in and day out and having to be on pain medication is not something you want for your child. I think the biggest thing is that parents don't have to be scared to know that there's something going on. If you think there's something, you should go get it checked, because in the long run, it can't hurt anything. I mean, from Madison, I was told that, she probably had some condition and she wouldn't make it past 2 months. And through persevering and through the thick and thin, and no matter what it took, we did everything we possibly could, and now we know what it is, and it's up to researchers and doctors to try to collaborate and get together to find a cure, because I have faith that one day they will be able to find something and help these kids not have to suffer anymore. It's very frustrating to know that we have people who are trying to come together, who are trying to find a cure, who are trying to work and help these kids and adults that are affected with this condition, that they don't have the funds. And you see so many other programs or people or charities trying to come together for other causes that get so much attention, but yet a rare disorder has to fight and fight and fight. And it's very important for funding. It's very important that people see that these kids are going through painful episodes where they can't tell you what's wrong, or their brain is making them reset and they can't control it. But people can control donating. I mean, if somebody was to make one donation, it would make the biggest difference. It would change everybody affected with this condition, not just patients or the parents. It affects the families, the entire aspect, grandparents and everyone.